Happy Tuesday morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday morning. We gonna have a little tea this morning. We just having some tea this morning. I don't know. I didn't plan on doing any ranting this morning. We're just gonna have some little early morning tea. I'm up. It's early. We door dashing early. I wanted to do this more of some. I'm gonna communicate with you guys, talk with you guys, just some informational tea. For anyone that consider that what I'm about to talk about is something that can help them out. And like I said, you guys, as you come into the chat, say hello, Grandma, Auntie, Miss Sweet Teacup, Miss Lola, our Mama. Just make sure you're nice. And if you're going to be at the Golden Sweet Teacup gate, hey, don't do that. Come on in. There's enough tea. I always boil a big pot, and sometimes I put on an extra pot, depending on how much tea we're going to talk about. So come on in. All you got to do is come enjoy the tea, subscribe to the channel, like the video. It's that simple. Welcome to the tea. And like I said, you guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. When you come into the chat, introduce yourself and say good morning. And we're going to have us some Tuesday morning tea. If you are already in your quiet and comfortable place, you got your cup ready, and if you're in your car, because that's just your quiet and comfortable place, thumbs up for you. You may be the first one. If you just happen to work at the school board, you just happen to be a teacher. To me, a teacher is a teacher. It doesn't matter if you're a teacher assistant. It doesn't matter if you're a substitute teacher. It don't matter if you're a teacher. You're a teacher. You are instructing someone's kids. A teacher is a teacher. PE coach, whatever. So you just happen to be at school, and you just happen to be there early, and you just in your little quiet place, and you here for the tea. Hey, let's get the cup ready. If you work at a corporate, you at a big business, no one is there in the meeting room, the conference room is available, or you at your desk and you got your private little cubicle where no one can see what you're doing over there, and you in the tea on the down low. Let's just enjoy the tea, get the cup ready. If you are a blue-collar worker, you may work at a warehouse, you may be unloading boxes. Hey, you could be a UPS driver, you could be a Federal Express, you could make sure you got your cup pour, share the tea. So like I say, you guys, you know me. You never know when I'm going to come to the chat line. I could come early in the morning. I could come late at night. Or I could just come in the midst of the daytime. When the tea is boiling and the tea is ready. So, like I said, you guys, first, let's go ahead and get a shout out to our girl, my goddaughter, a.k.a. Big Royalty, standing on all 10. So proud of you, Royalty. And I know God is with her. The angel is with her during the trial, and I know it's going to be successful. Hey, ain't my fault that some bad apple decided to lunge at a judge in Las Vegas. Not my fault that a clown decided to do that. Good luck to whatever clown that walk into that dam, especially, I'm just saying, because it's not being racist, because I'm black, the bad apple clown that attacked that nice judge, he was black. And it ain't my fault that if your ass black and you gotta go to trial, and because of that damn fool, if it don't turn out the way how you think you want it to be, blame the bad apple. Because like I say, all it takes is one to ruin it for the whole bush. All it takes is one damn clown, which has already happened. He dived over to attack a Caucasian female judge. You best believe every black ass man that's gonna come up through them damn doors is gonna have some form of price to pay for that situation. That's just how society works, baby. I'm sorry. That's just how society works. So like I say, good luck on that, it. And like I said, you guys, I'm just here with the tea. Shout out, like I say, to my 5 Royal God grandkids. I know if they're back in school, I know they are doing great. They are holding it down. They're studying. They're reading. They're doing their homework. They're having fun at the same time. I know my 2 younger God grandkids. I know Princess Cordelia now. She's whipping up them pancakes. I know she's whipping up them pretend pancakes. I know she's cooking that meal. Shout out to Big Grandma Royalty for coming through with the kitchen. And I know she got Prince, baby CJ, a wonderful Christmas gift too. Now I'm gonna show just a little bit. Now come on now. Now I want to be sweet teacup with the honey and sugar. If I didn't throw just a teeny bit, just to be a little messy. You know, allegedly I did in the previous video that I spoke on where I asked the question, where are the toys? People say they are rich and famous. People say they are not broke. They have a lot of money. People said that my goddaughter Royalty is mad because she don't have the money. People say, oh, Christmas is now one of their favorite holidays. They was banned it for 89 years. They couldn't do Christmas because my goddaughter didn't celebrate Christmas. So I question, where are all the toys? So I notice now that my two grandkid twins received a gift, as usual, box opening for Amazon. You know, listen, something always got to be towards the end. If he don't do it, it's because it don't benefit him. Why got to be a box opening? Why even got to? I get the video because we asked. Again, toys. Do you hear the plural? Toys mean more than one. N and an S. Where are the toys? You go get a little riding contraction and it's like, oh, look what I got you. Where are the toys? You rich and famous. Where's the up-to-date new cars? I do believe the Pantheon Squad, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Bryson, what he driving in? Someone tell me, once you come in the chat, or if you come to the video later, what was that the Pantheon Squad that done got baby Bryson? Because it wasn't no little old motorcycle thing with a little Hammond or whatever. He was riding big. BJ's, Bees for Life, Little Princess, Yaya. She was riding baby big, beautiful. So I'm just curious, you are rich and famous. You supposed to set the scale. Hey, you brought it to the internet. Allegedly, you chose those words out of your mouth. With a I'm the real blonde with the blue eyes. I do it better. You all brought it to the internet that you are a rich and famous. You live a life of luxury, and you're going to show us the difference between living a life of luxury. Because my goddaughter is supposed to be broke, evicted, and don't have anything. But we have yet, since my goddaughter Royalty have left, have we seen anything living a life of luxury. It was just a riding contraction. That's it. Again, where are all the toys? Now, what I wanted to talk about this morning, I want to give a shout out to all the mothers. Whether you are married, whether you are single, whether you are a grandmother, or uncle, a grandfather, whatever. If you have a relative that you are being the custodian, that you are being the parent, that you are the mother, you are the father, and your child has autism, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Because it's not easy at all. You don't know how your day is going to go when you are a guardian of a special need kid. And when I use that term special need, it just means that they need extra to help them learn their education. Because don't get it mixed. Just because a child is autism, they're not intelligent. The majority of them are intelligent. I don't know. They are so intelligent. A lot of them can even be better behaved than kids that's supposed to be just regular, normal kids. Usually, when kids are suspended and they're stealing and they're fighting, it's usually the regular ed kids. Very rarely you will hear of a kid with autism being suspended. You wouldn't hear them stealing. You wouldn't hear them smoking cigarettes and doing all that stuff. It's supposed to be the kids that to be completely perfect, that's supposed to be sane. Those are the kids that are locked up somewhere in a juvenile shelter. What I mean locked up, I mean they are in the facilities there. They are no longer with their guardian, and they're up on a lock and key. They don't have the freedom to move. Oh, I want to go outside. I want to go ride a bike. I want to go to my friend's house. They don't have that. Those are usually not kids with autism. So don't get it mixed. So I want you to touch base on that. Just to give some information from my work experience. I have brought it to the internet. I have said I worked with the school board for 28 years. My last 10 years with the school board, I work with kids with autism. I work with them as young as 4, up until 22. The school I worked at, it was an adult school. So the oldest one-on-one that I had was 22. Now, there's a difference. Let me just explain this. There is a difference between a special need teacher and a one-on-one. A special need teacher have to be certified, and she must have her BA. She must have her full teacher certificate, and she must be certified. Not only has a teacher, she have to be certified as a special need teacher, which means there is more training, more classes involved. A special need teacher, I'm not finna sit here and pretend. That is a person that is amazing. Because you just don't have a classroom full of just children and you can say, take out your work, you don't do this, go to the office, da-da-da-da-da. It's like being a mama, honey. It's like being a mama. You can have your own kids, go to work, now you step into the classroom, now you're a mama, or grandmama, or uncle, or whatever. It is not an easy thing. It's a person that is amazing. Because not only are you educating these kids, you are looking out for their safety, you're looking out for the other kids' safety, and you are taking care of their emotional needs. So I wanted to say that. A 101 do not have to have a 4-year degree. A 101 do not have to have his or her bachelor degree. You do have to be certified as a teacher assistant, a para. When I mean certified, it's depending on your state. You have to have some form of training. No one is going to walk into a school and be a 101 and you just decide, oh, I'm going to wake up this one, I'm going to be a 101. No, you have to be certified in certain classes, several classes, certain area. Because being a 101, baby, let me tell you something. Shout out to all 1-on-1, baby. I was a 1-on-1, period. Hey, Carmen, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the tea, baby. Being a 1-on-1, you are super amazing. Just the idea you're getting up and going to work, honey. Not knowing what your day is going to be like. See, a teacher, she can set her plans for first thing this morning, we're going to do math, we're going to do English, we're going outside at this time, we go to lunch at this time. A 1-on-1, you don't know what your day going to be like. You have no idea until you walk into that building. And that's on period. You know what your job requirements are. You know what you are expected to do. But you don't know with your 1-on-1, which means the student. You have no idea what that student is going to bring with him or her that day. Because they artistic. You can know some things that trigger them. You can know some things that calm them down. You can know some things that distract them, that when they decide to have, I'm going to say when they decide to have their little experience. I'm going to call it that. That is not a school terminology, but I don't want to use the school terminology because I want this video to be in a positive way, as positive as I could be. I do have a goddaughter. I don't know if she's going to listen to this video, and it's okay. But because I am her godmother, her pretend godmother on YouTube, that'd be my mother. So I wanted to do a video. You don't have to reach out to me. I just want to put the video out there just to give her a little more information on a one-on-one. And for my god grandkid, because he's a cutie, honey. He's a cutie. So, like I say, when you get out of your car or whatever, when you come to work, you just don't know what your day gonna be like. Now, as a positive one-on-one, because me myself has a one-on-one, I always wanted my day good day. So, like I say, the difference between and a one-on-one, let me explain it to you. See, you have para. In Florida, we used to call them teacher assistants. Now they are called paraprofessional because they wanted to give them a more professional name, because at the end of the day, they still was teachers now. A lot of time, a paraprofessional are more with your kids. I'm just saying, has a one-on-one situation, interacting with your kid. Sometimes it could be more the paraprofessional doing it than the teacher herself. The teacher herself, she is going to educate the kids. She's going to come up with the work. She's going to plan the work. She's going to present it on the board. But it's that teacher assistant that could be grading the papers. That could be going with the kids, helping one-on-one and just checking on this. It's not always just the teacher. It's a teamwork. And I promise you, if there's a paraprofessional in the classroom, it is needed. It is highly needed. She is not there for decoration, baby. Heat. Hey, Chastity Fall, good morning, good morning, good morning. I just wanted to share some knowledge, some wisdom, and I wanted to, send some support out for anyone that has a child that autism. Let me tell you, I love kids, all kids. It doesn't matter. It never mattered to me. When I first came into a 101, I was hired to work at a special needs school, but I was not a 101. See, a 101 is different. You are paid differently, at least in the state of Florida. We do not get paid like the other teachers. We are paid from a different funding from the state. The other teachers are paid from the school board district. We're paid a special way because our skills are needed differently. A one-on-one means if I have a student that is a one-on-one, I come to work, I get paid because I was there with that student. If I am titled a one-on-one and I do not have a student, it's up to, at that point, the principal at that school. If I don't have a one-on-one, technically the principal can send me somewhere else to help it in another classroom, to do this and do that. I'm still going to get paid, but I could be sent to another classroom, maybe doing something that I wasn't technically hired to do. And that happens sometimes. Now, like I say, it depends on the school. It depends on the principal. I was blessed. My principal didn't work really that way. And I had a good one-on-one. Listen, my parents, I have had a one-on-one. I have worked with one that has youngest. She was so cute, you guys. And I don't want to give their name for the privacy, to protect the kids. I can tell you this, majority of my one-on-ones, they're grown. They're grown now. They're grown. Shoot, they probably like 30, but they're grown. But I guarantee you, if they ever was to run across me, I guarantee you they will remember me. Also, you guys, I did work with the hearing impaired. I can sign. I know sign language. That was a plus for me. Now, I still work with kids that was able to talk and hear as well. But the majority of my one-on-ones, they was hearing impaired because my teacher was a hearing impaired classroom. I love, you guys, when I say I loved it, just imagine. You got somebody like me that talk all the damn time. Listen, I can talk much as I want. I'm just saying. They just see my mouth moving. And it was entertaining for them. But don't underestimate them because, baby, they was reading my lips. I'm talking about the students. And there was always an interpreter, sometimes more than one interpreter to be in the classroom because the kids are hearing impaired. But so, hey, Michelle Thompson, good morning, good morning. I'm just giving some information for anyone that has kids that autism. Shout out to them, because those kids, just like any other kids, they're loved, they're beautiful, and they deserve to be educated like any other regular kid. But I just wanted to put some information out there in case there is a parent or someone that has a kid that autism, or even if there's someone who have a kid that was autism and the kid is grown. They can reminisce and remember, like, oh yeah, my child is grown now, and my child have kind of aged up. And it depends on the student. It depends on the student. Now, again, I'm not a professional where I have a psychology degree for special need kids. No, I just have a certification. I have a degree for working in a school, and I have a certificate saying that I am qualified and able to work with special need kids. And I'm good at what I do. Trust me on that. So I only can give just my experience and my advice and my wisdom and just what I think. So the majority of the kids that I have worked with and have seen, even with other individual one-on-one, if you find a good one-on-one, a good program, a lot of those kids can grow up and live a normal life with someone basically just checking up on them, meaning that they can actually move into a facility that's, where it's like an apartment, and they will have someone that just come out from the state and check up on them, make sure they're paying their rent, make sure if they need something, but they can live a normal life. They can get married, they can have children, literally. It doesn't mean that their world stopped. It doesn't mean they cannot have a future. It doesn't mean that they can't be ahead. At the end of the day, they can be the president. I'm just saying. So, but like I say, has a one-on-one, and let me explain to you how one-on-one, at least in Duval, Florida, how one-on-one was hired. Give me a minute, you guys. Let me do something, because I am doing that. I need to do something. Need to tie this bag up. Hopefully, like I say, everybody's doing good this morning. Everybody's having a good morning. So, a one-on-one, first of all, you have to go apply for that. Now, in my case, I was discovered that a teacher said, oh my God, you are so good. And they asked me, and they said to me, you ever thought about being a one-on-one? So I got blessed. And I'm like, no, what is a one-on-one? And they told me what a one-on-one is, because the kids, the special needs kids, the hearing impaired, and even the ones that you have different levels of autism. You can have trainable. That means that's a child that's very intelligent, and that means that they can be educated. They can learn anything like anybody else. And then you have the severely. That means there's a form of a behavior pattern in there somewhere, which means they can be destructive, they can be very aggressive, they can bite, kick, hit, throw punches, chokehold, push, anything. At the end of the day, they can lay it down, okay? And then you have the one that I would say in the middle. Only when they become triggered that they can go to a severely behavior pattern, or as long as they're not triggered, or if they are triggered, you want to find something to distract them. But I'm going to go over that to give examples, because I want to give you a vision of like what I did. And like I say, I'm going to talk about some of the one-on-ones I work with, but I'm not going to give names. I actually, when I work with my one-on-one, I always call them Buddha. Hey, Buddha. That's what I call them. Now, my girls, I call them by their names, But the boys, I don't know, for some reason, I call them Buddha. Because as a one-on-one, to be a successful one-on-one, my opinion, first of all, you want to love kids. Baby, if you don't love kids, don't be a one-on-one. You cannot be a one-on-one. You don't love children, I promise you. Because you're going to be spit on, kicked, slapped, bumped, this, that. They're going to hug on you. They're going to want hugs all the time. They're going to tell you sometimes 24 hours a day, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Which is so adorable. Let me tell you, I got so much attention for being a one-on-one. I have to truly say, I could never say I went through a whole day and no one never told me they loved me. They're going to love the mess out of you if you're a good one-on-one. They're going to tell you they love you. They're going to want to hug. Honey, they're going to want to kiss you. And that, as you being a professional, you're going to have to tell them no kissing. And then there are certain hugs that you give. You know, it's called a sideway hug, where maybe they just put their cheek against your cheek. That's it. None of that big whole out hug. And that's a whole nother thing. Like I say, you know, if you guys decided that you liked this particular information, then let me know. Then this could be something I could, you know, just go more in depth and have another talk about autism, especially if it's someone that actually have a child and they felt that by me talking to them, it helped them out. So, the purpose of a one-on-one, let me tell you, first of all, that child have to be tested, and that child have to qualify for a one-on-one. As a parent or guardian, you don't just get to come in because a one-on-one sound great. You know, who wouldn't want a one-on-one for their child? And let me tell you what's the qualification for a one-on-one for your child, and then I'm going to go to what a one-on-one does and what a one-on-one is, because it's amazing. Your child have to be tested, and it have to be mandatory by the principal and by, they call behavior coach. That's what we call them in Florida. This is a man or a woman that specialize and have a degree in that area, that they specialize in behavior. And they make that determinology by interviewing your kid, running tests on them, actually have a one-on-one with them, and then they make that decision if they feel that child qualified for a one-on-one. Pretty much a one-on-one, just my opinion, is a child that's very aggressive. Very aggressive. A child that need that one-on-one, that need that extra attention to get them to the next level where they need to be. Hey baby, hey Luana, welcome to the tea, welcome to the tea. So, your child have to be tested. If your child is qualified to have a one-on-one, then that's when they're going to go in and they have to hire a one-on-one. It's not always where that just a one-on-one sitting around waiting. So when a child needs a one-on-one, they just up and they ready to go. They have to find this one-on-one, and then they have to try to match this one-on-one up with your child. They have not even met your child yet. They have not met you. So they have to match the one-on-one up with the child based on their testing, what they wrote for notes, da-da-da-da-da. Because what you don't want is a one-on-one to get with a child and there's a personality conflict. You don't want to take a child that love to say, I love you, a child that responds to hugs and affection. Like someone said, the way they calm their child down, they take the child's hand and rub it against their face. That's a one-on-one that need to be very affectionate. You won't want a one-on-one working with your child and this one-on-one don't give out hugs. That's going to be a personality problem right there. That's going to be a shutdown because this child is used to getting hugs to distract him. And when I mean distract, what we mean, when I use that term, I mean that if this child is going through a behavior, his personal behavior, kicking and screaming or whatever, you want to redirect him, ASSP. You want to redirect her. So that means you find, so if one of the ways of you redirecting your child is just by displaying love, by grabbing their hand and rubbing their hand, and it works, that one-on-one need to be that type person that has that type personality, or it's not going to work. See, that's when the child is in there biting, scratching, and throwing hands. And they will do that to a one-on-one. Listen, I have literally walked into a classroom where they was trying to match me up with a one-on-one. This particular person needed a one-on-one. He was very aggressive. And I think this child, at this time, he was about 14 or 15. And he was like the average size of a 14 and 15-year-old. I have to say that. But, honey, I was there less than 10 minutes. I'm bitch the fuck slapped out. He just reached over and bitch slapped the fuck out of me. I'm like, okay. So at that time, I knew then, oh, I'm not that one-on-one for this individual. I knew that. And it wasn't because I got bitch slapped. It was because I knew just by me being there, sitting beside him, it triggered him for whatever reason. The personality wasn't there. See, that is a child, a student, and I found that out later because I was with another one-on-one. And I was still in the classroom with that particular student. And that's not the type child that's nurturing and want hugs. And let me hold your hand. That was not that type child. That was a type student that when he became frustrated, he hit. No disrespect towards the parents. Usually, my experience, when a child is hitting, kicking, and scratching, it's because that's the behavior they display at home. That's what they do at home. So if you have, my advice to you, while they are young, while they are little, while the licks hurt, but it don't bitch slap the fuck out of you, you want to get a hold of that now, because them kids gonna get older and the licks gonna get harder, the bites gonna get harder, the bites gonna draw blood, and the pulling on the hair is gonna pull some motherfucking hair out. They don't stay little. The kids, if they live like anybody else, and you are blessed to live, they're gonna get older, they're gonna get bigger, they're gonna get stronger. Has a parent or a guardian of a special need kid or kids with autism, if you have a child that does aggressively reach out and hit and back and kick, you need to take care of that, because it does start from home. Just because they autism and special need, it doesn't mean they cannot learn. No, we don't do that. My advice, if your child is hearing impaired, where your child do not speak and they grunt right now, they can say some words, you want to learn sign language as well as your kids. My advice, the first two words you should learn, no and yes. No and yes. So when that child is displaying that behavior that you don't like as a parent, you can sign to him or her, no. You want to get that in their head. No and yes. No and yes. And then you want to learn, there's other words, like I say, just keywords that I consider that are important. You want to learn the word good. It's important that when that child does have good behavior, you want to sign good. Good boy, good girl. And if they don't have a hearing problem that they can hear, then you want to verbally say the word. You want to praise it. You want to let them know they're on the right track. Good job. Good girl. Good boy. Good son. Very important. Very important. And even though we don't like to say the word bad, the word B-A-D, it's important for that child to know if they are doing a certain behavior, especially when it's too aggressive, you may have to sign and say, bad boy, we don't do that. No, bad. Those two keywords, no, bad. So that they can get an understanding. Wait a minute. I'm not doing something right here. Because most kids that are autism love to be praised. They want to be accepted. They want to do things right. If you have a child that autism, and if you agree with me with some of the things I'm saying, that you feel in your heart that your child do want to be praised, they do want to do things right, put a 1 in the chat, because they do. They want to make you proud. They want to make you happy. They look forward to that, especially when you got the autism child and they wake up and the first thing they do, they smile at you. I love it. They already are on that road to, I want to make you happy. They want to know you're happy. They want to see a smile on your face. It makes them feel good. Hey, King Loyalty, good morning. Yes, it's very hard. I was a parent for 4 years. See, you was a parent for 4 years, so you know what I'm saying. It's not an easy job to do. It's not. You just don't know how your day gonna turn out. You have no idea. You definitely want to go in the positive, You want to go in with a positive mind, and like I said, and you better love kids. I promise you, baby. If you don't love kids, do not be a parent. Do not be a one-on-one. You have to love kids, and that means you're gonna have to know how to love kids just like you love your own children. Also, as a one-on-one, the reason it's called a one-on-one because you are hired to be with that child from the minute they get out of the car, from the minute they get off the bus. 9 times out of 10, if you are a one-on-one, this is just my advice. If you're a one-on-one and if you can control this situation and you're a teacher, now keep in mind, you're the one-on-one, you're not the teacher. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to the educational part, that teacher is going to have that final say-so. When it comes to putting that child in timeout or whatever, it's going to fall upon the teacher because she's a certified teacher. However, it depends on the teacher. Some teacher would say, hey, whatever what you need to do. If you got to put them in timeout, you put them in timeout. But that's something you communicate with the teacher, not in front of, never, ever, ever, ever in front of a child. Never have a discussion about a child's behavior in front of a child. That teacher and that paraprofessional, that one-on-one need to have a meeting in private. Those kids are a whole lot smarter than what you think. And they will play one against the other. They will do it. They are very intelligent. Hey, Shadon. Hey, Shawanda. Day. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, baby. Welcome to the tea. So, you want to have that talk with that teacher. That's like I say, being a one-on-one is not easy. But once you get your pattern down, once you earn the respect of that child, and I'm going to give you some things that you can do. If you just happen to still be a one-on-one, or maybe you was trying to be a one-on-one and didn't work, but then and one-on-ones get paid good money. You get paid more than the regular paraprofessional, at least in the state of Florida. If you're one-on-one, you get paid more money because you are paid from a different program. You're paid from a different funding. That is funded by the state, whatever state you in. You are funded differently and you get paid more money because it's a more demanding job. Now, I would suggest, if it's okay with you want to go through the change of command. That means you don't go to the principal to talk about what you want in a teacher classroom. That's her classroom. You go through her and him. You go through them, and I would suggest that you ask that if you can get your student out of the car and off the bus. See, you want that day to start off on a good day. That means when that child get out of the car or off the bus, you want their eyes on you, one-on-one. That child need to know that you're going to be there for them. That child need to know when their mom get them dressed and they go to school that you are going to be there because you are their one-on-one. You're their one-on-one. Listen, if you've never been in one-on-one, you're going to have a whole different type of love. It's totally different from being a mother of a daughter, of a son, of a grandparent. You got a whole different level of love. That child is good. Either they're going to love you, they're going to hate you. If they're going to hate you, then that means that was not a good fit. That means you are not the right one-on-one for that child. That's why having a one-on-one is just not a simple thing of, okay, it's my child first day of school, they go to school, my child going. It's not that easy. First of all, they got to find a one-on-one. They got to hire a one-on-one. The funding have to be available. You may have a child that need a one-on-one. You may actually have a person that at that school that qualified that could be a one-on-one. But if the money is not there, I just told you it's funded through the state for the school board. If the money is not available, that child cannot get a one-on-one right now. At that point, it's up to the school and the principal to decide. I have seen it where some principals, I don't think it's a good idea, but that's just my opinion, where they have allowed a child to attend class and that child didn't have a one-on-one. And they'll say, well, we're going to let the child attend class until a one-on-one comes. So now you got this child in the classroom that need a one-on-one. That means because your child is aggressive. If your child gets upset and start kicking and screaming and yelling on the floor, that's aggressiveness. They're kicking, they're screaming. That means if they're in the classroom with the teacher, and let's say, usually in a special need class, it's not like a regular class. They're not going to have 30 kids. They can have up to 10, 15 kids. I'm going to just throw that number out there. It have to be a paraprofessional in there. Have to be. In a special need class, got to have a para. You got to have 2 adults. So, In most, I'm going to be honest, the younger they are in most classes and the more aggressive the classes, like if you got a classroom and it could be a classroom with 4 one-on-ones. I can't lie to you. You could be in a classroom where you got a teacher and you got 4 students that qualify for one-on-one. So you're in a classroom with 5 adults. Hey, that's a good ass class. Look at the attention these kids are going to get. Because not only, at least at the state of Florida, even though I was a one-on-one, my first priority was my one-on-one. However, when my one-on-one was good behavior, and my one-on-one was at lunch, and my one-on-one was whatever, and then I had to show some attention to the other students. But my first priority was my one-on-one. So, you definitely want to be the one to meet that child when that child get off the bus. I get out of the car. You definitely want to be the one to put the child on the bus. I'll put them to the car. I have told you, if you listen to my video, one of my videos, I told you there have been times, because at that time it's up to the teacher. At that time, the teacher felt that they can get the child on the bus. You know, I'm going to something about students. Kids are so intelligent. If that one-on-one is present and they build their relationship with that one-on-one and it's a good fit, they could be on their best behavior. They could go to school that whole day and be wonderful. You hear me? That one-on is right there. The minute that one-on-one ain't there, the minute that one-on-one go to lunch and that teacher decide, oh, they've been so good for a month and they're listening, I think we could do it. So they decided, I'm going to give you a different lunch so that you don't have to eat lunch with your one-on-one. And I think I could handle it. Keep in mind, now, this is a child that's very aggressive. I needed that attention. But now they're going to be mixed in with the other kids. They're at lunch, baby. Within 10 minutes of me going to lunch, I get a whole announcement over the intercom. Miss Lola, you need to come to the cafeteria. My one-on-one she don't show her butt off within 10 minutes. See, that's the difference. A one-on-one student, they need that attention. It calms them down. I think it's important for every child to feel like they have someone special in their life. A one-on-one teacher, paraprofessional is an amazing person. She give that child that extra attention that they need. You would be surprised how a child can behave so much better when they get the extra attention. You ever seen a child, just regular kids, you ever seen it where a child behave a certain way, but then when they get around a different person, it's totally different? Because this person is giving them this extra attention. This person is showing them, you're loved, but you're special to me. What child wouldn't like that? It's the same thing as adults. How many, put a 1 in the chat if you're in a relationship. Put a 1 in the chat if you are in a relationship with someone. And as for you just being an adult, that if this person make you feel so special that you feel more love. And you're probably going to have better behavior towards this individual than what you had with someone in the past. Someone in the past who didn't make you feel special. Someone in the past that you just said you're a jackass. I'm just saying. Put a 1 in the chat if you understanding what I'm trying to say. When someone make you feel that you are extra special, that you are above someone else, when they make you feel like you are the most important thing to them, your behavior is different. Thank you, Carmen. Yes, your behavior is going to be different because you're walking around. It doesn't matter what the other people think over there. You know this one person feel that you are the shit. You know this one person feel like you are the one. It's the same thing with a one-on-one. That's the purpose of a one-on-one. That child needs that extra attention to get them to the next level. Hey, let's see Christmas episode. With the teacher and our friends, they need the extra. I sit crisscross applesauce on the floor right next to my one-on-one. Male or female. I told you my oldest one-on-one. I had 2 one-on-ones. I had 2 that was 22 that maxed out and graduated. And then I had, oh my goodness, don't play with me. I wish I could say her name, you guys, but that was my girl. Listen, I love all my one-on-one, but I had a one-on-one, baby. She was a she, and I can't say her name. And baby, She was so smart, and she was completely hearing impaired. She couldn't talk, and she couldn't hear. She couldn't even wear hearing aids because hearing aid was not going to help her. But baby, she knew how to sign her ass off. And she was sitting, and baby, let me tell you something. She used to be dressed down. It didn't matter. I think back then, it was Polo and remember the story, JCPenney's and Belt used to carry that name. What was that y'all used to wear in the 80s? Oh, what's that name brand, you guys? Help me out. If you remember in the 80s, it was a name brand that JCPenney's and Belt would carry. And it wasn't Polo. What was that? I can't remember, but it was a name brand. But baby, she used to be decked down. And she used to wear Tommy. And baby, she used to be decked down. And what she would carry a purse every day. She had to have a pocket, but she had a little lip gloss and she had a little lip chap, her little nail polish. Let me tell you something, honey. She was bougie. She's a girly girl and she was bougie. But let me tell you something, baby. Don't get it mixed. And she was like she was pretty tall. She was like about 5'8", 5'8" or 5'9". She was tall. She was African American, and she was just beautiful. She was just beautiful. The minute I met her, I knew I wanted to be her one-on-one, and we hit it off. We was the Hollister definitely was one. It was another one. I want to say it began with the letter P, but that's just crazy. Maybe it was Polo. Maybe it was called Polo, but I don't think that's what it was called. But a lot of African American wore that name brand. I can't remember. Good morning, Deport Dimensions. Good morning. I'm talking about special need kids, and I was just talking about if anyone got a child that's autism or whatever, or maybe you autism and you're a whole grown up, that this may could be something that can relate to you. But I got a goddaughter out there, and I just think she needs the information. So I want to just come and just share my experience and give my take on special need kids, which I completely adore, love all kids. But baby, she used to be dressed down. Her hair would be in check. Her mom would do her hair every day. But let me tell you, when I met her, we was together like almost going on 3 years. So when I met her, she was 15. I think she was 15 and a half. And baby, I remember when she first put her eyes on me, baby, she was checking me. She was looking at me, checking me up and down. But she was doing it sideways. She wouldn't look at me directly. She would just look at me sideways, and I told her there and look and whatever, and I give her a smile. And she didn't know what now this young lady, she was automatically, she had a bubbly personality. And she liked to smile. I think one of the things that intrigued her about me, first of all, and this is not a racist thing at all, I think what intrigued her about me was not only was that I was older, so it was different. She knew, okay, well, she's older, she's like a mama type, and I was African American. Keep in mind, there are a lot of people, no matter what race you are, that know sign language. But at this particular school, other than one interpreter that worked there, she was African American. I was the only other African American that knew sign language. It just so happened I took it in college, so that was a plus for me. So she was shocked when she looked at me, and I smiled and whatever, and I signed to her, what's up? She was shocked. She was intrigued. So that was a plus. And the reason I know this because her mom came the next day and said that her daughter told her she's black like me. And that intrigued her. She liked it that, to see someone like her. This is why it's so important when someone say, oh, well, I don't understand what's the big deal of a doll. A baby doll is a baby doll. Because every child is different. There are some kids that want to see people look like them. That's why The Little Mermaid was so amazing. Little girls were able to see that they could be mermaids. Finally, they seen the mermaid that represented them. That's important. So, and also, I had the fit check. Oh, baby, I was grandma, but I had the fit check. I was decked down, honey. I loved my hot top. She was checking me out from left to right. Her mom came and told me everything the next day. And her mom is not deaf. She's the only child in her mom's family that was deaf. No other child in that family was like that. But her mom told me, she said she black like me. She said she liked my shoes. She wanted her mom to go buy her some shoes like me. So she was intrigued back that, so that won her over. Baby, all I can say, we hit it off. And honey, she used to walk when we used to go down the hall going to class. She used to like to take her arm and loop it in my arm. I can't lie to you. She used to take her arm and loop it in my arm. Baby, she would tell the world. My teacher, she was signing. Someone would come up and they'll be hey, they'll say hey to her. They have not met me yet. She would literally sign to them, my teacher. You get it? She's already letting you know, this mine. She here for me. And I was there for her. That's what a 101 is, you guys. A 101 is that you are there for that student. You are there for them for the whole 7 hours. Usually, at least in Florida, your work time can be up to 7.5 hours. So I was her 101 for a whole 7 hours. I remember she used to sign to me at first. She used to ask me. She used to say, give me a minute, you guys. Excuse me. She used to say to me, you my teacher? She used to say to me, you my teacher. And I guess because she was a very, how can I say? She was, she obviously she was severely autism. She needed a 101. She could be very aggressive. I have to truly say, she has never put her hands on me. Never. First of all, Mama Lolo, don't play that. We get this. We gonna talk about this from day one. I seen her bitch slap the fuck out of somebody. She turned around there and looked at me like she gonna raise her hand, baby. I could quickly sign to her. Do you want your hand? At the end of the day, sometimes you have to work with students on their environment level. I was not gonna sign to her, please, no, whatever. I just completely signed to her. Do you want your hand? Do you value your fingers? And she knew exactly what I was talking about. And she looked at me and smiled. And she shook her head, yes. We good. Then I signed to her, good girl. Good girl. And it being, like I say, we was like, listen, it was so good that people, the teacher, and we had a thrift store, cause like I said, the school I worked at, we wanted to teach the kids to level up so that they can get jobs and level up and live on their own with the help of, the state to have someone check up on them, and even the parents, whatever. But we had a thrift store. We had so many business classes where we was training them how they work in a thrift store and everything. So we had a thrift store. And baby, she used to love to go shopping. And when she would have good behavior, I would go and pick out an outfit in advance. Without her being there, I would do it during my lunch. I would pick out an outfit so that she could purchase every Friday. Now, see, keep in mind, she was excellent for me. But when I had to go to lunch, or if they at this school, when you're that age, they exchange classes. Sometimes she had to go to a different class because that's what the teacher wanted, and I get it, because at some point you don't want that one to be so dependent on you that they can't level up in life. So at some point, there was sometimes she couldn't be with me all day, but basically on a big scale for 7 hours, she was with me like 5 hours, 5.5 hours. She was definitely with me. When I went to lunch, I went to lunch because she was old enough to be able to sit in there and behave herself for lunch. Supposedly, but we'll get to that a little later. Some of the things. But I would pick out this, because like I told you, she liked the dress, fit chat. And it didn't have to be name brand. She loved to match. She had on green shirt, everything else had to be green. Girl, when I say that's me, I gotta match. That's like when I say our personality matched up right away, we hit it off. So I would pick it out on Monday in advance. And then as long as she knew she behaved herself with the teachers and the interpreters when I wasn't around, she would earn her points so that she could go shopping at the thrift store. And she was the type, baby, this girl would be in the thrift store all day. all day because you're short this shirt, shit like this shirt, short this shirt, like, and then you couldn't get her out, and then you would have to say, and then when they take her to the thrift store, the teacher wanted to do that, and I get it. The teacher wanted to be the one to reward her because at some point she can't just always listen to me. She has to listen to the teacher as well. So the teacher wanted to be the one when they took her to the thrift store and she was able to get what she wanted. I stayed back with the other kids, and that also gave me a break where I could interact with some of the other kids, and because the other kids, they couldn't understand it. They wanted to sit by me. They wanted to hold my hand. They wanted to do this, you guys. It was just so cute. Kids are just adorable. Don't matter how old they are, they're adorable. They wanted someone on. They literally wanted, they used to sound, why can't she be with me? But it was so cute. My one-on-one be sitting on the right side of me, and then this other kid would be sitting on me on the left, and they are literally tussling over me. My one-on-one got her arm looped in my arm, and she pulling me towards her, and the other kid over here trying to loop her arm and trying to pull me, but she wasn't gonna win because my one-on-one, I told her she was like 5'8", 5'9", and she was slender, but she was solid, and she was strong, and she was giving her that mean look. You guys, it was so cute. Just remember those days. So I would pick her clothes out because it seemed like we had the same taste, and I would get her the green shirt, the green something with green pants with the little stripe, get her the little green bracelet, a necklace, a purse. I had her hooked down. Baby, sometimes she got shoes. So all they had to do, I would have it in the night, just like you do in the store. Because at the thrift store, there was stores, literally stores, you guys, company, retail store that was donating things for our kids at the thrift store. So we had bags, we had the plastic bag you put over clothing, we had all that. We even had cash registers, real cash register, where we was teaching the kids how to run the cash register. And we was working with real money, not fake money. But we was charging, it's like for them to buy a shirt, it was costing them like 15 cents or a quarter. The only thing that wasn't realistic was the prices. But so I would have it all set up, and it would be on display, and it would be hanging up with her name on it, with the tag on it. So when she would come in there, that was their way of getting her in and getting her out. And my teacher used to like to get her in and get her out first. And they would say to them, Miss Lolo, they would sign my name. I have a special for every child that's hearing impaired. It's usually better if you allow them. You tell them your name. Now, if you already have a hearing impaired sign language name, and then you tell them your name. And like I said, I didn't have a name. She wasn't my first. Was she my first one-on-one? Hold on, you guys. Give me a minute. No. Okay. She wasn't my first one-on-one because I had two boys that were my first one-on-one. But they just kind of like called me Mama. So they signed Mama. But she wanted to know my name. Like I said, she was very intelligent. So she actually created my name today. My sign name, I go by that. I take the letter L, that you put the letter L in your hand. And because I used to wear, twists in my hair, and she would sign the letter L going down in a little circle away, going down from the top of my head and going down to the side of my ear, signing Lolo. That was her sign language name for me. It's easier if you allow the hearing impaired community to give you a sign name. You don't come up with your own name. You let them sign the name for you, and that's what you use. So she'll come in and she'll sign Miss Lola. She'll do my sign, and she'll sign me, good morning. She used to be so happy to see me, you guys. But like I say, so the teacher would sign to her, Miss Lolo picked this out. End of the day, she already knew. She get the clothes she have it. She ain't want me coming up. Listen, they better not call me. They better not call me from the classroom to come up to the thrift store, because my one-on-one on the other side, I don't want this, I want to change out. Baby, by the time I got her there, and then she already know. She see the look on my face. One thing about sign language, facial expression is very important. By the time I walk up there, she already saw the look on my face, and it was not a happy face. It wasn't a mad face, it wasn't a sad face, and I was signed to her, Miss Lolo, sad. I do the little tears. Really? You make me leave a classroom to come up here? So, I will go in there, since she decided to use her time to misbehave, tried to change the outfit. Now keep in mind, this is something me and her already talked about, already signed her, already let her know. There are some times when she really had good behavior, I would even let her and take her on Tuesday. They will allow me to take her on Tuesday, and I would let her choose the outfit. But like I say, it was really hard sometimes because, baby, she'd be all day picking out shirt, pants, this, that. So there was some time when she had that really, really good behavior for the teacher, not for me, because, baby, don't play with me. I'm mama. Don't play with me. I shut it down. We ain't doing this. See, I would get professional, but I'd be hooded with her ass, too. Girl, stop playing. See, they would be saying, please, I'd be like, stop playing. I would count. Don't play with me. Baby, by the time I get on 3, you better be up and moving. And I would start off with number 2. Forget 1. We don't surpass 1. I'd be 2, 3. She's already out the door. That's just how we move. If not, you get no clothes. I walk up in there. I think maybe twice I had to come up there. I walk out of there. Either you get this or you get nothing. Now, I knew she did the fit check and she would get the clothes and she'd be all excited. And by the time we get to the classroom, she would tell me, can I see? Look at it. She'll look through the bag. She'll look at the shirt and she'll be perfectly happy. She will love it because I knew that she wanted touch. That was the key. Do not unmatch her. Baby, she ain't coming out the door. So that worked for her and the thrift store. When we go on field trip, listen, I used to have the best field trips. I used to have the best. Before I got there, the things they used to tell me, they'd be like, and the interpreters, they were Caucasian, that was real sweet, and they would be like, we ain't trying to be racist, but she act different with you, and we think it's because you're black. And very much so. Well, you know, that's her environment. Her parents, her family is black, and she's raised around there. So it made her feel comfortable someone like her. And it definitely, you guys, she signed to me, you know how to sign? Oh, she didn't know what to do. Because her own mama didn't know how to sign. Her mama knew how to communicate with her the best way she knew how. But that was another thing that she loved. I was able to communicate with her. We had full-out conversation. So she used to like she did a fit check on me. I come in the morning, she got to make sure I was matching and everything. She go, pretty. She used to love for me to sign her, pretty girl. And she was a pretty girl, very pretty girl. And I was assigning her pretty girl. She loved that. That was very important to her. Pretty outfit, like your shirt, like your shoes, ooh, you know, whatever. And I would go to her, same. There's a sign language. She say, you know how you put up that Y? The letter Y, you take that and you do it from you to that person. That means same. And I would say to her, pretty, same. She thought I was pretty. So, same, she was pretty. But like I say, you guys, when we go on the field trip, I got to get the field trip part. Baby, they say that when they used to go on the field trip, they couldn't even do the field trip because she used to be hitting, and I don't mean hitting, she used to throw punches. Throwing punches, but they used to be hitting, slapping, because she wanted certain things. And now that she knew that if she showed her butt, at the end of the day, she was really bullying them. She knew she showed her butt, they kind of give her what she wanted. Like, you couldn't take her on no field trip that had a store. Don't take her on no field trip. They got no goddamn shopping little store. You in for it. She wouldn't spend money. She wanted to buy something. And if her mama had the money, her mama would send the money with a lot of money. But it didn't matter to her because, see, you got to remember, I told you we had a thrift store and our prices was fictitious. We was not charging the real prices. So when she thinks she can get a shirt for 15 to 10 cents, that's not it in the real world. So it's like if you took them to the movies in the mall, that became a problem. You know how many stores they got in the mall? This girl want to go clothes shopping and you got her in the mall, she going to show her ass. So they were just telling me about how the field trip like, most of the time, if they went on the field trip, the teacher, she had to, like, stay on the bus with her because she would just show her butt. Because they didn't want to ruin for the other kids. So when I came along, baby, we go on field trips and we'll walk hand in hand and we're in the mall and she was going to say, I'd be like, straight ahead. Stay focused. She tried to have that little episode and I'll say, don't play with me. Don't. And she'll have on this cute little outfit, right? See, I'm a smart woman. When we were going on a field trip, I asked her mom in advance, can I buy her a cute shirt, whatever. So I would go to the thrift store and spend my money, and I would let her pick it out, and I would buy it for her. And I'd send it home, and I'd sign her where on field trip day. So we had the field trip. See, I'm a smart woman. And now keep in mind, as a one-on-one, I had to run everything through the teacher. That's why I say you communicate with the teacher. Yeah, your private talk, da-da-da-da-da. And she said, listen, Miss Lola, whatever works is good. We just want a good field trip. So we're on this one particular field trip, and we going to the movies in the mall. And she decided she gonna try to have this little episode. She decided she wanted to go shopping. No, we ain't coming to go shopping. We came to see the movie. Sometimes we see the movie. She gonna try to show her little butt, like she took her arm from by my arm, and she decided she started going to store, going shopping. I say no. That's why I say the first word you want to learn, if you got a hearing impaired child and your child do not talk, you definitely want to sign that word no. Learn that word ASAP. Period. So I said no. She decided she gonna turn around and walk. I tapped on her little shoulder. I signed pink shirt. I signed pink pants, pink earrings. Mine. Take it off. It's mine. I bought a few. She go, oh. So she has this. She wasn't verbal, but she was able to make grunt sounds. And she, oh. And I was like, want a key? She like, yes. Let's go to the movies. And we went to the movies. End of that. So at the end of the day, whenever we went on a field trip, it wasn't being me. It was just making it to be a way for me to keep her following direction and keeping her straight so she doesn't ruin it for the other kids and the teacher. So I will go buy her the outfit. I will explain to her, if you misbehave now, Mama Lolo got to take the outfit, but then we got this other outfit that your mama brought extra. You gonna put this on. And then her mama would literally go pick out the outfit that be unmatching on purpose. So it worked, baby. And like I say, I would have the best field trip. I would have the best student on it. Why? All the other kids that didn't have a one-on-one, they was in there showing their butt, screaming, yelling, doing this. Girl, stop playing. Me and her sit there eat popcorn soda. Her mama would pay for the popcorn and soda. I ain't even have to buy my own popcorn soda. We're sitting there enjoying the movie. And then the teacher and the other, and that was other one-on-ones, the other one-on-ones in there, they stood in there spitting, scratching. Baby, we sitting there enjoying the movie, looking pretty, big chest. Baby, wonderful, she loved it. And like I say, it was just amazing, and it broke my heart, you guys, when she had to move to that next level. We were together for like 2.5 years, and she was at the point where she was, I think she turned like 20, going on 21. So they needed to get her to that next level, because at the end of the day, she can't be with me forever. When I say that was so hard to see her and know that we couldn't be looped in arm in arm like that anymore. And there was time to time she come running up there trying to reminisce. But I was saying to her, no, you're good. You can do this. We used to sign her big girl, letting her know you're a big girl now. You're not a little girl like her. So yeah, you guys, that was just my experience. And like I say, so my advice, if you have a child that's autism and they're real young right now, get a hold of that right now. You don't have to spank them, I'm not the parent. I can't tell you what to do, but I could promise you this: spanking do not solve everything. Find something that works for you. I give an example. For my goddaughter, I believe it looked like in the video that he liked it an apple. Baby, get you some apples. Period. See, that would have been something you didn't know because you're a mom. You got other kids. It's called learning. And it's okay. You're a wonderful mother. I think my goddaughter is a wonderful mother. I think she does a great job. And the child, he's amazing. He is definitely trainable. He's very intelligent. We just, the behavior is going to come. So in the future, my advice, sweetie, when you go somewhere, find out what he really loves more than what. Take something that he cannot resist. So if he really, really loves an apple, take some apples with you. where you cut them up, it's already have it washed up in a Ziploc bag, have it ready to eat. Like when he was having that episode at school, you could have easily pulled out an apple that would have redirected him. And what that means is that that's taking him off of the task that he's doing that's unacceptable at the time. Kicking and screaming is unacceptable. That's not what we want going on in school, ever. So giving him an apple is redirecting him. Redirecting him, you're giving him another option of another thing to do. If it's chores, I actually had a one-on-one. He was so cute, you guys. That's one I told you. And I'm gonna tell you his. Let me know if you guys still want me to talk about it. I don't want to bore you out. Put a 1 in the chat if you just enjoying the tea. Put in 1 in the chat so that I would know. Because at the end of the day, I want to give you the content that you want. I don't always want every content I do about bashing and trolling a clown. That's more to me than that. So put a 1 in the chat if you are enjoying this story, because I do have a thank you coming. There's another story I do want to tell you about. So I had another one-on-one, you guys, and I think I talked about him briefly not too long ago. Baby, he stole my heart. He stole my heart. This was the one when I first met him. He was in the cafeteria. He done stripped off all his clothes. He done stripped off all his clothes, spitting and going on that teacher. Literally running across the top of the table. They trying to catch him. It's a mess. So someone said to me, hey, Kenara, Janae, good morning, baby. Someone said to me, this is what he need a one-on-one. Do you think you may be interested? Immediately, I knew I wanted to be. I love a challenge. When I looked at this child, and he was Caucasian, you got. He was gorgeous. He had like this sandy blonde hair, and I think he had green eyes. He wore glasses. He had Down syndrome. You guys, he was so super cute. He was cute. He was short for his age. He was cute, and he was 11. The reason why he was there at a school like that, because he was very aggressive. He was too aggressive to go to a regular elementary school that had autism. He needed to be at a school where he was able to be with older kids, because he would hurt the younger kids. But he's got all his clothes off, and he's jumping from table to table, running for people, and he's having a good old time. He's laughing. He was able to say not a lot of words, but he was able to grunt to where you could hear what he was trying to say with some of the words. At this time, he was not in the hearing impaired class. But baby, he was doing whatever. Immediately, I knew then, I said, oh, I want to work with him. I want to give him the attention that he needs. I knew in my heart that this was the one-on-one for me, because this was, I told you from the young lady I had that, baby, it broke my heart, but she had to move to the next level. I had just lost her, so it was a week later. And I was doing just being a regular special need parent, but I missed that one-on-one. So when I seen him, I just fell in love. And like I said, you guys, he was having a whole strip show, spitting and going on and all that. Baby, they couldn't catch him, and they were just all on the microphone and so-and-so out of control. And baby, he just put on the show. And that the whole time he was laughing and grinning. He had a good old time. Give me a minute, you guys. So after that particular episode, after we had our little performance, they sent me to the classroom, where the classroom he was in. And his teacher, I actually knew her because I used to work in her class just for a little bit. And then I got moved to the other class because I wanted to be in the hearing impaired. When I discovered that class, I fell in love with it. She didn't know that I knew sign language, but I told her I knew sign language, and she loved it. She never had a one-on-one that knew sign. She always had a one-on-one, but she always had a para or one-on-one that her interpreters had to speak for the kids to talk to the parent, where I knew sign language, so that was a plus. So I went to the classroom, and at this point, he's already dressed, got his clothes on, whatever. He had his pants on backwards and everything, because at that point, he knew how to dress himself, so they made him put his clothes on. So he was sitting there, and next to me, and he looked me up and down, and boy, he was just looking, and he look at me, then he look at the teacher. I saw him from my side out, and I look over him a little bit and smile, and he kept looking at the teacher, and he was just wondering, why is she here? Or like, who is she? So he kept looking. Finally, when I looked over him again, he looked at me and smiled a little bit. But it was a mischievous smile, right? So, he was going to test the water a little bit. So, at this time, he was grunting. He didn't know sign language like that. He grunted. But, he would wave his hand or do whatever, or tap you on the shoulder to get your attention. So, he kept looking at the teacher and was like, kept trying to say, who is this person? At the end of the day, I told him, yes, I would work with him. So after I was working with him, and like I said, no, he didn't take his clothes off. But I saw his behavior. He did not follow direction. Baby, he wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to just play. He wanted to do this. He didn't follow direction. And what I was doing was just observing him for that first week. And then I realized that, oh, he's hearing impaired. And I'm like, why is he here? So I immediately said to the teacher in private later, I don't understand why he's in your class, why he's not in the hearing impaired class with the other kids so he could learn sign language. And she said, I don't know, but I wish he could be. She didn't mean it in a bad way, but she was she was just like, I said, let me see if I could talk with the teacher I used to work with and see if I could bring him over there, because I feel I could work better with him if he's in hearing impaired, because he needs to learn sign language. And she said, oh, that would be great. So she didn't have no problem with that. Until he came into her classroom, she had a decent class. Baby, he tore that class up. Okay, so I got with my teacher and I told her he's so cute, and she's a good teacher. And she was intrigued, so she said, well, bring him over. Took him there, and right off the bat, you guys, she fell in love with him. At the end of the day, it became history. I'll miss one-on-one, but I have to tell you about this one episode, you guys. So, I am just a regular human being, just like my goddaughter. Shout out to Royalty. When Royalty say, I'm normal, she's not saying it to be sarcastic. She's not saying it to be mean. She's literally telling you the truth. She eats and sleeps and breathes just like everybody else. She's just a normal human being that got popular on social media in a good way, and then it got popular in a bad way because the whole clown was trolling and bashing and stalking my goddaughter. So, we're in the classroom. So, this one, okay, so I'm still a grandmother, a mother, and a human being. That means I'm not perfect. So, I grew up with our brothers. I didn't do the sisterhood thing to that extent. I didn't do that. I wake up, I'm on the phone with her, I call her. I didn't do the Excel thing because I grew up with brothers. So I'm going to be honest, I was more close with boys than what I was with girls. Now, don't get me wrong, I had some girlfriends, but to a certain extent. But we ain't together 24 hours. We don't rock like that. That's just not the type girl I was. Because I guess I grew up with brothers. I was more comfortable being around the male because I grew up around there. I knew their behavior. I didn't get into the little devious, the little mean girl stuff and all that kind of girl. I ain't got anything like that. Listen, I ain't time for that. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to knock, box, fuck the fuck out of you. I don't do that hair pulling. I'm going to choke the fuck out of you. I ain't finna do this, pushing and all that. I'm going to go up on it and I'm going to pick your ass up and throw you on your motherfucking back. I grew up with brothers. That's how I learned it. That's what I did. Hey, Lord, good morning, good morning. So, I had co-workers that I made, well, basically, no, I just like to go to lunch by myself because I told you I used to like to read and I would do my sim. I love my sim, you guys. So we're going to get to that. I do have an adult sim channel and I'm going to get to that later. I got to go and get some stuff done, but I'm going to give you that channel so you can come and you go and subscribe to that channel. You know what I would love to do? I would love to bring sim into somebody's life. I don't know if you ever play a life stimulating game. When I say it is an amazing game, it's where you can create your own world. Put a one in the chat if you're interested in this, because I would do that to my channel too. I do have, first of all, I got to go in and fix my channel and make sure it's not tagged with my government name, like I did with Chica. Because y'all gonna do the most. Y'all gonna be trying to search my little ass out and all that. So that's what I got to do first. That's why I won't give you the name of my channel. But if you're interested to know about sim, to see what is the hype about sim, if you're the type that you always love the fairy tales and you always love to be in control. You love to be the fucking boss, because that's me. I want to run shit, always been. And you want to play a tight game where you don't have to go shooting and killing and robbing people, and your people don't have to die, and you want to play a stimulation game where you like to do you meet the husband, you have the kids, you have the family, you be rich, poor, whatever you want to be. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to put Sim, to introduce you to Sim, and to put that in your life. Listen, when I say it's the most stimulating game that have you calm and relax, I love it, because it's like you create this world and it's a fantasy world. And the best thing about the game, you made them and they just do shit on their own. They just walk around doing the bullshit. But anyway, put a 1 in the chat if that's something you're interested in, because that's another thing I could do on my channel, because I love the fucking Sim. Don't play with me. I could play Sim for 8 hours straight, but I can't do it now because I got a DoorDash. But put it in 1 in the chat to let me know, because there'll be another video. It's so many things. I am very multi-talented and always been the type. I like to do different things. Love to do different things. I could cook, I could dance, I love to play Sim, I love to do this. I love to create things. I love to help people. I love to come up with ideas. Those are things I love to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, your homework for tonight, I can't lie to you. I want you to Google Sim 4. Google, I want you to go to YouTube and put in Sim 4. When you pull up Sim 4, look at the content creators that do Sim video. When I say they make a shitload of money, all they do is play a fucking game. They ain't got to come to the internet. They ain't got to report the news. They ain't got to scream and yell. I know there's some content creator in Royalty Nation Kingdom that said that they want to do some different things. They wanted some different stuff for 2024. They are making mad money for just playing the game. So that's your homework. I'm going to put you on. Go and pull up in YouTube, Sim 3, Sim 2, Sim 4. And I want you to put in these YouTube content creators that got over millions and millions of subscribers. Then I want you to go over to Social Blade, plug in their name, and look at the amount of money they get. These people are literally making over, I can't lie to you, making over $1 million a fucking month. All you're doing is playing the game. So just imagine if Sweet Teacup put you on, introduce you to this game, and listen, I love Sim. I'm going to give you my Sim channel. I will help you as much as possible. I will tell you how to play the game. I would do all the shit. It doesn't matter. And hey, if you want to do that, and then you still can keep your same content, but you can have a bonus channel. Imagine playing something you really love and you get paid for it. Make it make sense. I'm just saying. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. But when I do get my channel, I'm going to start working on it now. Once I get it all in, well, I know y'all ass can't tag my ass, that I'm going to make it Lolo. When you put in thing up, it's going to say Lolo, Lolo, Lolo. Whether you go to my Google, whatever, you can't search my ass out, and then I'm going to give you my Sim channel. And then I want you to come subscribe if that's something you're interested in. But you guys, like I said, let me get back to my story. So my baby, and like I said, he used to call me mama. So like I said, I'm a regular human being. I'm a woman, I'm a grandmother, I'm a mother. So I didn't do bitches like that. And listen, when I say bitches, just get the fuck over that. That's how the fuck I talk. I can say bitches in a negative way. I can say bitches in the most up way. Like I say with Royalty, that real bitch. That's a positive way. I'm a bitch, period. That's just the way how I talk. Is it right? I'm pretty sure it isn't, but you grew up with brothers, fuck it. It's just a language, you guys, just a language. I'm ghetto as fuck. I told you I came for the fucking hood. Come on now. You can take a bitch out of the ghetto, but the ghetto is still in her from day one, okay? That's why when people get older, they start talking crazy and doing shit, because that shit in our ass and it's coming out, you know? But anyway, he knew that there was some particular women that made me uncomfortable. Now, before I tell you guys this story, get out of your fucking feelings. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just telling you that I'm human. So he knew there was some, you know how you have where you know some people don't fuck with you and you know they talking about you, whatever. So we had on our big playground, it wasn't a playground really. It was it was more of a garden, because I told you at the school we elevate the kids and we teach them. We had a whole full woodshop class, and where they learned to make shit with wood and all this. And I don't mean no little birdhouse. I mean, you making rocking chairs, you making furniture, showing them how to do that, and then they would make it and sell it to the thrift store. You see how we teaching the kids a trade. We actually had what was that class called? Because I didn't like that damn class. I'm not an outdoor person. But listen, this so funny. Me and my one-on-one, the one I told you where I just fell in love with her. She was African American. I said she's like 5'9", whatever. Listen, baby, we going to this class. It was basically when you had to do land. What is it? You know, where you cut grass and plant flowers and all that shit. Help me out in the chat, you guys. And when it was rain or shine, you out there with, he had raincoats and shit. I am not an outdoor person. Baby, I'm out there with my high tops. I should take Walmart bags and tie my shoes up. I want to try to get my shit dirty. So me and my one-on-one, we the only one out there, going out there to do the garden and do that shit, because that was part of her class. She had to do it. I'm on one-on-one, so I had to go there. Now, I ain't doing shit. Let me tell you, this damn girl so intelligent. Before I came along, she used to have her, whoever used to work for her, because it was more like they was trying to pair her off with someone, and it just wasn't working. And I mean, no disrespect, the ones they were trying to pair her off, they was not African American. Let me tell you, it's hard to get a one-on-one African American that knows sign language. That's not just something you can just get and find, that know sign language. So the majority, before I came along, I believe I was her first one-on-one that was black, and she loved it, because she said she like me, she black. But so she used to have them out there doing her work. She's supposed to be planting the plants, and of course the teacher would be like, okay, da 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 da. You know, he would say to the interpreter of the para, she needed to do her work, but she wouldn't do it. They would try to hand it to her. I know, because I'm gonna tell you. And remind me, you guys, I'm gonna get back to my other story. I have to get back to my baby. But I didn't call her my baby because she was big girl. She thought she was fucking grown, okay? So you would try to hand her the shovel, the hoe, literally a garden tool, you guys, get out your feeling, a hoe, and she would just sit there and look at you like you crazy. So they were wound up just doing it. I'm not gonna do that shit. She tried me one day. She needed to rake this particular area, and I signed to her, you need to do this, you need to rake. She gonna look at me, I'm trying to hand her the rake. She just gonna stand there with her hand folded with her little purse and shit. Look at how cute. She hear me. She didn't tell me no, but she just looking at me smiling. Baby, I signed to her so quick. Give me my purse. Give me my purse. I paid for that with my money. Baby, she grabbed that damn rake so fast, stop playing with me, because I was going to fuck up her fake check. You was going to be standing there looking all cute with no goddamn pocketbook. Stop playing with me. They said that's the first time they ever saw her do some garden work. She was out there record doing everything. She did a good job. But I just had to tell that story. So back to my other story. So that was some particular female, because I don't fuck with females. And because I don't fuck with them like that, it fucking bothered them. I knew them bitches was over there talking about me. And I used to like to take me and my one-on-one, because they had this swing. You know, you have swings up under the gazebo, where you could be up under the gazebo in the shade, and he would swing, and I would be in the swing, and I'm over there in my I ain't had to worry about him running away or nothing. He loved me, he adored me, and he knew I ain't play. Don't play with me. See, he used to love toys. At the end of the day, if he was good, I had to bring my own special toys. I got the permission from the principal and the teacher. And it was simple toys from McDonald's. Toys I collected for years and years and years. Keep in mind, I had a grandson. And then I had my daughter, my youngest daughter, because she was grown up at the time in college. She, remember that, what was that game y'all used to play? Game Boy? Was it called Game Boy? She had a Game Boy, and she had a gold one. And she had the gold chip, whatever, to go in it. Baby, he loved to play with toys. So if he had good behavior, I brought that Game Boy, and I signed to him, this is yours. But it stays at school. It stays with me for good behavior. So I didn't have to worry about him running out, because I told you he used to take off his clothes. He used to go run. Honey, he done went one day, way before I came in the picture. They say he done ran all down the street, running all up in the damn community store. It was the most. Listen, he was something else. But anyway, he knew. Let me tell you something about one-on-ones. If you're a paraprofessional and you're a one-on-one, you have to be on your shit. You cannot come to work upset or anything, because they're going to draw your energy. You can't do that. That's what I say. You have to love kids. You have to love your job. You definitely want to make sure you like your classroom. You know, but he drew the energy. He was able to know I ain't fuck with them. And this particular day, we're walking to the gazebo, and I was looking forward to him swinging. I knew he wanted to swing, and I wanted to sit in the swing and chill, whatever. And usually, with my one-on-one, they would have like a 30-minute, a 45-minute lunch. But my teacher, because, you know, after lunch, she used to like to do story time, and story time was not one of his favorite things, okay? Because when she did story time, she basically wanted him to sit crisscross with the rest of the kids. But because that's when I used to take my break, he used to just disrupt the whole damn thing. So she would say, you guys go ahead and go. She would give us, we literally would have a whole hour to be outside. God, it was amazing. So we normally go there. This particular day, them bitches wouldn't set up under there on purpose. They wanted to be in our business, okay? So when we was walking toward the gazebo, I'm like, you know, and he could have, you know what? He could have read my lips, and I'm like, you know. So he felt the vibes that I was not too happy that they was up under there. And then he knew that I didn't fuck with them. He knew the energy because, like I say, he's with me every day. Keep in mind, you guys, like I say, I'm human. I'm not perfect. That particular day, my feeling kind of showed that I didn't want to fuck with these bitches. Baby, why when we walked past that gazebo, he let loose my hand. He walked over there and I don't know what you call it, but when you coughing up, you know how you want to cough up a cold or spit, whatever. He coughed that shit up from deep in his throat. And when I say he spit on them bitches, honey, he spit on them. I did not condone that. It happened so fast. He coughed that shit and spit on there and said, ma. And he walked off, came got my hand when we walked the fuck off. I'm human, you guys. It shocked me. But when I say, I said to him, once we got away, no, not nice. But when I say, I'm just being honest, because like I say, one thing about my tea, I like to be honest. When I said secretly for that little moment, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Baby, the next day, and every day after that, I cannot lie to you. When we would go outside to our special place, it wasn't a bitch up under that gazebo. Just know that. And like I said, you guys, no, that's not a thing I was proud of, but it happened. It is what it is. But I just want to bring it to you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm human. When he spit it on their ass, I said to myself, I can't say it no better. But once we got away, I signed to him, no, not nice. Don't spit. But in my heart and secretly, I'm like, yes. But like I say, after that, the next day we went, it wasn't a bitch up under there. Nobody was ever up under that gazebo at the time we went, because they already knew. You could be there, but he probably going to spit the fuck. They knew this was the behavior he was displaying before I came into the picture. They want to get spit on. But baby, when I say he spit on them and said, ma. Baby, listen. Them bitches ain't never fuck with me no more. At least not with the motherfucking gazebo. We had the gazebo to our goddamn self. And it was so funny because a couple of days later, the teacher, she said to me, she said, Lolo, she said, it was early in the morning before the kids got there. I used to get to work early, like about 45 minutes early. And she used to say, what happened at the gazebo? I said, I don't know. It just coughed and spit on their ass. And she like, oh, it's probably because, you know, he liked to be on the swing. Because they was sitting in the fucking swing. But baby, I was just like, I don't know. He just spit on them and I signed to him, no, whatever. And, you know, and I think she knew because she knew. You know, whenever there was sometime, literally, you guys, we'll be out there, time would get by. She would either come herself or she'd send another pair out and say, hey, you know, it's time, y'all come on in. You know, so she knew that was our quiet place. So I'm pretty sure someone talked about it during lunch. And listen, Principal ain't say shit to me. Hey, the principal was like, as long as his ass ain't around here stripping and running from table to table and running up down the school, running out of the schoolyard, running in the neighborhood, at the end of the day, you better get him and Miss Lolo their gazebo. So that was never an issue. And I just had to put that out there. So like I say, baby girl, Your son is amazing. He's my god grandson. I adore him like the rest. He's super cute. But like I said, you definitely want, and what I want to tell you, the main thing is that if that was the case, I'm not really sure because I listened to the majority of the video, not all of it. If it was the case that they say that the 101 wasn't there, that probably meant, I'm just saying, hypothetically, I'm not sure, I wasn't there. I understand that if you was upset, but you don't know, A 101 is specially funded from another form of payment. It doesn't come from that particular. Every school has their own budget. Every school have a certain amount of money awarded to that school, and then it's up to that principal what they decide to do. What money going to be spent on what's money going to be spent on this. So it's a special funding, at least in the state of Florida. So baby, take the time out, research that to see if that's what's the case in your state. Also, he probably did qualify for a 101. They probably was hoping to have that 101 there on the day that your baby started at school. Sometime when they thought they had a 101 for whatever reason, maybe that 101 wasn't through being certified. Maybe he had some paperwork that need to be finished up. It could be a simple thing like that, so that 101 couldn't be there. Or maybe, they thought they was going to have the 101, but it didn't work out that way. And for the simple reason that your child is a 101, they couldn't legally, I just want you to think about it. If they take a child that's 101 and put a child in the classroom and there's no 101 with that child, if that child would have went into that classroom and let's say that child would have had an episode, that child would have gotten hurt, that teacher is going to be held accountable. That principal is going to be held accountable, because when it comes down to it, on a legal standpoint, and this child got hurt, say the child ran away because this child needed a 101. He couldn't just sit in the classroom and sit crisscross applesauce. He couldn't just sit at a desk like the rest of the kids. He's a runner. That's what we used to call him, a runner. He got up and he ran. That teacher cannot go chase that one child when it's 10, 12 other kids in the classroom. She have to make a choice. So she do have to get on that intercom and say, we got a runner to catch the child. She need help. It could have been, I'm saying if this was a situation, it could have been where the other parent was going to lunch, because there are some times which they try to avoid that, where a teacher is in the room with kids with a 101 by herself, but most times that's that teacher call if she feels she can handle that 101. Usually that teacher will put that 101 beside her, or that 101 beside him, so that they are keeping up with that 101, But it could have been a simple situation that for some reason that 101 wasn't there on time. The 101 was still at the school board finishing up some paperwork. The 101 is coming, but it wasn't on time at the time when you got there. So legally, if that child would have went to a classroom and then something would have happened with that child, that school and that teacher could have been sued the fuck out. They could have been sued. That's not anything that any parent would want for their child. If your child is a 101 student, you as a parent definitely would want the best for your child. Now that I have gave more information about, hey baby, hey yo, hi. Now that I have gave more information what a 101 is and the importance of a 101, that 101 is at the end of the day, and like I say, this is my definition of a 101 to give you a vision. That 101 is supposed to be you. That 101, I'm supposed to imitate that I'm you. I'm your child mama. I'm here for the best interest of your child. The best interest. If your child is upset, it is up to my job to figure out what's going on. Okay, there are some kids you can say sign sweet and say sweet, and there's some kids that don't, like that one I told you that bitch slapped me. He ain't needed that nurturing bullshit, because that's not the type of interaction he got from home. There are some, hey, I don't have the 101 that I had to, this one right here, I love it. You got this 101. I literally had a 101. I think I was with him for, he wasn't, okay, he had, I'm going to put it this way. He needed a 101, but because he was 21, he was finna max out to 22. I think he was 20. and he was about to max out in 2 years, and he never really had a one-on-one. But the mom saw how I did with my one-on-one, and for some reason, he liked it me. He wanted me to be his one-on-one. He admitted that love sit with me. He knew how to talk something. So he had one hearing aid. So he was able to hear some. So he's to verbally say, Lolo. And I don't want to imitate how he talk, because I don't want to, like, as if I'm making fun of anyone. Just know that he had a little bit of a speak voice, but he was able to talk. And he doesn't want me to sit back here. Miss Lolo, sit by me. So my one-on-one, she didn't mind. I would sit by him, and she would sit on me on the right. And like I said, she'll loop her arm in me. And like I said, he was Caucasian. He had brown hair. I don't want to say his name, you guys. But he was smart. But he loved the puzzles. Anything with puzzles. You give him a puzzle, he would sit there. Key to him, girl, give him a puzzle. And it could be the same puzzle. He had puzzles that were his favorite. You give him a puzzle, he gonna stay busy. And the key is it, before he get finished, put another puzzle, have it all unscrambled. It's like he couldn't resist that shit. You put a puzzle in front of him, he gotta finish it. So you gotta be smart. Baby, I have 2 or 3 puzzles already unscrambled. Don't fucking play with me. Soon as he get to the other one, think he doing that last piece, because he just tried to rush, I had the other one right in front of him, and he couldn't resist it. So, like I say, what I want to say about him, he liked me. He was intrigued about me. He saw the attention that I gave my one-on-one. So he wanted that attention. And like I say, he was verbal, but he would like to scream. And I don't mean just scream, just like yell out like, ah, to irritate the teacher. He would just irritate the fuck out of her when he couldn't have his way for whatever reason. And sometimes it was a hit or miss. I think sometimes he just wanted some attention, or he wanted to get up. He was tired. He did puzzle for hours and hours, so he wanted to get up, whatever. Maybe they was doing a lesson and he just didn't want to participate. But he used to just scream, ah! And like I say, so, baby, I'd be at lunch, I'd be in the class with my one-on-one, we had the thrift or whatever, and they just call me. And every classroom would have a phone, a landline phone, because you needed that. Because like I say, the whole school was, special needs. 80% of our kids were autism. So they call me and they say, Lolo, can you come to the classroom because this person is acting up? And like I say, he responded to me. So, but he responded to me as a mama figure. I didn't play. So I go down there and he's screaming at the minute I walk in that classroom. When I say he shut it off. God, he was in there showing his ass. And let me tell you something. First of all, you don't interrupt me when I'm at the thrift store doing my thing, because I used love to put clothes together for other students and stuff with my one-on-one. We having a good time. Now you don't interrupt me, and I had to come all the way down here. And our school was like had a hill, so I had to come all the way here. Let me tell you something. I ain't coming down this hill for nothing. You in trouble. And I would sign trouble and say trouble to him. Period. I sign and talk to him at the same time. I ain't coming down here, and the minute I come in, you shut your mouth. I mean, he would immediately shut him out. Everybody in the classroom, even teacher looking at him like, Now Miss Lolo here, Baby, I just came over there to say, and Sonia told him, up. I'm on 3, 2, before I get to it, he's standing up. I hold him, I loop my arm at him, and we walk out the classroom. He do not like to be outside the classroom. So they already knew the routine. They brought the chair. So we sat down in the chair. And he said, I'm sorry. He started saying, I'm sorry. Oh, no, we out here for 10 minutes, mister. You interrupt me for what I was doing. So we sat there, he sit there, and then he would try. I said, you know what? You keep talking about you sorry, we're going to stay here 10 more minutes. So they know to bring the little clock. I said a little time, and he would just stop. It would be so funny. You guys would be so cute. He was so cute. And like I said, he was 20, but he was so cute. And he was 6'2". And he would sit there and close his mouth so tight. Looking at that clock. So he had to sit there where he wouldn't say, I'm sorry. Because he would say that to the teacher. It didn't fucking irritate me. I don't give a fuck. I talk all the damn time. Hearing somebody yell or say, I'm sorry, don't irritate. It doesn't irritate me. You can say that shit all fucking day. I'm still going to do what I got to do. But he would sit there for 10 minutes, get quiet. And then I would sign to him, say to him, we going to be a good boy? Yes, good boy. And I take him back to the classroom in the story. and that would be done. But that was my experience with him. And when my 101 was sick, because my 101, she didn't be sick a lot, but I ain't gonna lie, most time, at least once out the week, she would be sick because she had sinuses real bad. And so when she would be sick, he was not a 101, but the teacher would ask me if I would mind being with him. I said, no, not a problem, because I loved him too. Stop playing. So he get all excited. I come on that sickness and honey, he felt special. He felt special, and I loved it. And that's all I had to do was just be that 101. And like I said, we're going to field trip. And he used to show, when I say he used to show his ass out on field trip, because keep in mind, I had my 101. Honey, them interpreters did not have a good time. He used to ruin their field trip. You go to the movies, they have to be on a bus with him. They missed the whole movie. You go on a picnic, you can't even have a picnic because he's in there, don't show his ass. That's up to you if you want to. He would be in there showing his butt, so he would just ruin the field trip. But see, I had my 101, so because my 101 was my priority, I had to focus on her. My 101, we doing good, baby. We enjoying the movie. We enjoying the picnic. We got our blanket. So this one particular field trip, she was sick, so she asked if I could be with him on the field trip. She never put me with a field trip before. So I sat beside him, and he looking at me. He looking because he didn't know what the fuck was going on. So he was trying to headbutt me, which meaning that he was trying to throw his head. So let me tell you, a lot of autism kids that are very aggressive, that are hitters, they will headbutt the fuck out of you. Watch the head. He was trying to headbutt me sideways, but not in a hard way. I seen him headbutt somebody before, so he was testing the water. So he was trying to headbutt me, so I already knew, I anticipated that, so I moved to the side. And then I knew that he enjoyed my presence. So he did it again, and I signed no. So he got ready to do it again, but he wanted my reaction. And I just completely signed to him and said to him, you want to sit here by yourself? You want to sit here by yourself? So he stopped, and that was it for that field trip. We had a good field trip, baby. And they was like, oh my goodness. They was like, this is the first field trip. Usually, when they would have field trip, his mom would have to keep him home because he would just ruin, you guys, he would ruin the whole field trip. He'd get in there, start screaming and yelling, da-da-da-da-da. Because he knew that irritate people. And we used to go to a nursing home. We used to volunteer in the nursing home. Oh, the kids used to love that. And they would help the elderly voluntarily. He used to show his ass off. But like I said, I had my 101. But they said that was the first field trip they enjoyed, baby, and he enjoyed it. Because I told him, you want to sit by yourself? That's what you want. And I didn't give a fuck if the teacher heard me, whatever, because I ain't got time. And he would look at me, yeah, and he stopped. And we had a good field trip. And baby, he looped his arm in my arm the same way he see me did my 101. And we had a good field trip. It was the best field trip. And his mom came the next day, and she said, who is Miss Lolo? He talked to me about me the whole night, how he loved Miss Lolo. So, like I said, you guys, I have many stories I could talk about how I enjoyed being on 101. Let me tell you, I have to admit, I worked with the school board for 28 years, and I have to admit, one of my best moments, my years, were my last 10 years working at a special needs school with kids, whether they were Down syndrome, autism, whether they was, I even worked with the blind. You know, we had one student, because he was, believe it or not, you guys, he was autism and he was blind. Oh my God. He was so smart, and he was a good student. Now, he was good. Now, he did have a little, when he had a behavior, keep in mind, any child that is autism that was in this particular school that I was in, that means they had aggressiveness about them, or they were not, because we was the bottom of the barrel. If we couldn't work with your kids and get your kids on track, you're screwed. We was at the end of the line. If we couldn't pull that shit off, it was a done deal for your kid. We was at the bottom of the barrel. This was it. We was the top of the line. We the one that gonna set shit off. We gonna get it right. So he, like I say, he wasn't all the way blind. He was kind of semi-blind, but he was deaf, and he was autism, but he was smart. And with his behavior, he used to, Like, if you ever seen someone that was a schizophrenic, where they would just walk from one spot to the next spot in real fast speed, kind of like how that bitch allegedly drug my 3-year-old princess goddaughter from one fucking room to the next for no fucking reason, like she was fucking possessed. Well, he would, when he went through his episode, he would just walk. And he would walk so much that if you didn't watch him, he was running. He'll walk out that door and he would be fucking gone. And baby, you ain't gonna catch him. Because he was fast as hell. So you had to lock the door. He would do that. So I would go to him. Because like I say, he was he able to hear? No, he was able to hear. But he did have one eye that was like blind. But he was able to see. But he was autism. I would grab his hand. And I would rub his hand. And I say, what's up? What's up? You know, what's up? And he would, So, and he couldn't talk, but he would grunt. I would talk to him like a grunt. What's up? What's up, Bo? Come on, what's going on? Talk to me. And that was my way of redirecting him. I was distracting him by being in conversation with him as time was going by. Once you get him distracted for at least a good 5 minutes, it's like he calms down. So he would calm down. And he used to like to do puzzles too. So I would get his favorite puzzle. Don't play with me. We had this puzzle, you guys. You know how you go to the Walmarts and you're looking for puzzle. You know how the kids hate to do the puzzles where you had the 50 steaks? Where every piece looked the same. And yet I used to get him that got that puzzle. When I say that damn boy could do that fucking puzzle in 15 minutes, I can't make this shit up. But at least it kept him calm for 15 minutes. That used to be the favorite puzzle I used to like to give him. So it was many students, even though they was not deemed a 101, but there was many students, by me being a 101, that my teacher felt that I was just phenomenal. They felt that I was just a wonderful person. That even though I would have my 101, I would work my 101, and then there was some kid, there was ever a student in crisis, and if they needed me, I would be there for them, because that was just the love in my heart. That's just how I was. So, you know, but anyway, you guys, that's just what I do. I just want to give you history of that. So like I say, sweetie, if you listen to this video, if it's someone that do have a child that autism and say they're young, you definitely want to tackle that while they're young. You definitely want to teach your child no. Do not think they're not intelligent enough to follow rules because they can. Because as soon as they learn that they're not gonna, just because they autism, it doesn't mean they get to shit and piss on you. It doesn't mean they get to hit you and kick and all that. Oh, absolutely not. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, because them kids are smart. If they know you're not happy with that shit and they know you're not going to tolerate it, they're going to learn. They're going to cut that shit off and you're going to learn. See, that's going to be when you can take a child to Disney World. That's when you're going to be able to take a child on the boat cruise. That's when you're going to be able to take your child out to eat. And people ain't looking at you like you fucking crazy. I'm going to tell you one more story and then I'm going to end this live, you guys. And like I say, this live is for anybody who feel like this was just educational for them, or you just like listen to the story. What was I going to say? Give me a minute, you guys. Because like I said, I have a minute story. I was going to talk about I had another one-on-one, and she was a female, and she was in the wheelchair. She was with the hearing impaired. She was able to verbally talk. And let me tell you, when I say she could read your emotion, she used to say, Miss Lolo sad. Miss Lolo sad. I mean, Lolo mad. She mad, meaning that she thought I was unhappy with her. And at that time I probably was, because you over here doing the most, girl, don't white boogers on me. Don't do that. And she go, Miss Lolo sad. And I would just look at her and say, yes. And she'd be like, okay, good girl. Can you be good girl? And she'd say, yes, and we'll move on. But I was real close to her too. And her mama, like I say, it don't matter what holiday it was. When Christmas came, I could get a gift card. I got everything. Her mother loved it. What some of you guys need to understand, when you have a child that is autism, it's very challenging. No matter what level they are, whether they are medium, severely, whatever, it's very challenging, because you don't know what your day is going to be like. You don't know. I had a one-on-one, the one I told you about. I don't know if I ever told you about him, but he's like to eat. Stop fucking playing with me. I'm going to feed him. I used to make 2 lunches. He knew as long as he was good, we got a lunch, I fed him. It was okay with the principal, it's okay with the teacher, okay with his parent. Baby, he had a special lunch. He knew. Don't play with me. We doing circle time. Bring your butt on over here. And that's time your lunch. Showing that bag, baby, he's a hustler his ass over there to go sit down to do that damn circle time, and she's to hurry up and get him to do what he need to do, because he was the type, and I cannot lie to you, I promise you, he was about 6'2", he weighed about 220 pounds, he was very muscular, looked like a grown ass man, and he couldn't talk. He was able to hear, because he used to take the toy and put it up to his ear. He used to they have like a little music box or whatever. So don't play with me. I used to get the little toys that play music because it stimulated him. But, he used to like to eat, so I used to bring certain food. Baby, he used to do. This boy used to do wonderful at pie, like an oatmeal pie or something, or cookies. Oh, he loved cookies. So I would have cookies, like I say, whatever. But, he was a big boy, and like I say, honey, when he didn't want to do something, somebody, you couldn't move him. He would stand there. They'll say circle time, and if he didn't want to do it, baby, you couldn't push him. And if you agitated him enough, he was a runner. His big old tall muscular ass, he used to run, and he did it for fun. The whole time he's running your ass all around school, and he will leave the school ground. He's laughing with the fucking toy in his hand. So the key was when he started misbehaving, I would grab the toy. Before he would think, when he would start his levels, I would grab that damn toy. He would have told, he had that look of face. Good boy, yes. Did not give him the toy. But I would tell him what I needed him to do. I needed to do circle time. He would do his work, and then we'll go fucking outside. She would let us go outside. But because he was a runner, she had where it was, we had where you have it gated, you go outside that door and it was all gated. Listen, he knew how to unlock a fucking gate. He knew how to jump that shit. But he learned from me, and he trusted me that he wouldn't jump that gate. Because you bring your ass back tomorrow, you ain't getting no damn toy. Now, you may run today, but you ain't getting no goddamn toy tomorrow. I didn't play. So, he trusted me on that. He was so cute. I'm going to be honest, you guys. There was a time we'd be sitting out there. I'd be going to fall asleep. He over there waking me up when his bus would come. Like I said, I'm human, you guys. I can admit when I don't do things perfect. Sometimes we out there waiting on the bus. We could see the buses from where we was in our classroom. I don't doze off because I'm sitting out there with him. And then he would come over and nudge me and wake my ass up. Do you see the relationship I had with my 101? And the teacher knew it wasn't all the time, because it was a lot. He was very demanding, but it enabled her. She knew he wasn't going to run. Now, don't get it mixed up. We had people that did bus duty. So if he would have came out from that area, someone would have seen him. But, that's just a routine we had. But that's the respect and the closeness I had with him. If I would fall asleep, he would nudge my ass up away. I loved him, you guys. But I had so many good memories with my one-on-ones. I'm going to always remember them. And I'm pretty sure up until this day, I bet you that one, I bet she could sign my name. I bet she say Lolo. I bet the one that was in the wheelchair that was very vocal. She was Caucasian. She had brown hair. She was beautiful, heavy set. And she would get tired. That's why she's in the wheelchair. And I bet you up until today, she probably say my name. Where's Lolo? Where's Lolo? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to always remain in their life just like I remember them. But like I said, that was my experience with my one-on-ones. But I just want you to know that you definitely want to make the teacher your friend. And you want to make that one-on-one your friend, because she's you. When your child is in her hand or his hand, you want that type of relationship. Because they are going to take care of your child, and you're going to see a change in your child's behavior. And you can talk to the teacher and ask, what do you do to get him to do that? And then you can start incorporating that at home. It works. If you all on the same pattern, ooh, you're gonna have a wonderful time. You're gonna even enjoy your child even more, and then you can teach the siblings so they will know how to do it. Because if you have a child that has autism, and if you allow that child to have behavior, which meaning, because someone may feel with their autism, no, they ain't got nothing to do with it. You gonna follow rules? No, you're gonna get a timeout. Autism kid going timeout all day, and it works. You can take toys away. You can refuse to give them certain type of food. You can't stop them, but you ain't got to give them a piece of candy. That ain't nothing. That's not right with CPS. You ain't got to give them no cookies. The Lord said you got to feed them. They ain't say you gotta give them a cheeseburger, give them bologna sandwich. Get that behavior under control because you're gonna enjoy your time being the mom. You don't want that child to take over the whole house. You don't want that because then it's gonna be a nightmare. Oh, I know what I want to say with that one-on-one I was telling you about with the toy. He one day, honey, he used to like to run water. He flooded their whole house. The people woke up, the whole house was almost underwater, like about 3 feet. He ran that water, they would sleep. So they had to get permission from the state and everything. They had to lock him in the room. He would get out and run the water. Flood the goddamn house. So like I said, you guys, it's a lot with autism kids. It's not easy. You know, if there's a mom or a father or grandma, whatever, and they have a child that autism and have multiple kids, let's not come to the internet and bash them and drag them. Trust me, they got a lot on their hand. Let's allow them to be the mom that she need to be, or to be the guardian, the parent they need to be, because they have a lot on their hand. Let's try to do it for the child. If not anything else, whether you like them, let's try to do it for the child. The child didn't ask to be here. The child didn't ask to be diagnosed with autism. God don't make mistakes. A child with autism are a beautiful child. They are just as important. They are just as smart, just as beautiful, and everything. And it could bring so much joy into a parent life just like any other kid. So let's not bash these parents. Let's allow them. And if this mother needs to make her money by having a YouTube channel, she's not asking you for anything other than you subscribing to the channel, putting in your notification, and liking the video. If you don't want to do that, that is your choice. And if she wants to make her money doing that, there is no crime and harm in that. Like I said, do it for the child. Have a heart. But like I said, you guys, I'm going to get off. I was talking a long time. Like I say, I'm very long-winded. And like I said, you guys, and like I say, I have a lot of tea. See, every time I come to the channel, I'm not always screaming and yelling. I'm not always dragging a crown. It's more the sweet teacup than what it is. But I'm still a godmother. And if you come for mine, I'm going to come for you. So I love you guys. Those that stayed in the chat because you felt it was such you wanted to listen to. I appreciate it. Thank you for always supporting me, putting your notification, doing whatever. Maybe this be something you'll go back and listen to later. Maybe somebody in your family may have a baby and you may think back, oh, wait a minute, you know, Miss Sweet Teacup did a video on that. Let me go back to that video and share the video. So I love you guys and I'll talk to you later. Dog, I stayed a long time.